2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And stolen by Richardson. Knocks it loose. Back to Giddey. Off on the layup. And that's it for the first try to gain an edge. Now Richardson. Pass to Gobert. And here's Daniels. Here's Richardson. Good work defensively by Turner. The Bronx trails by 3. Anunoby outside. Back to Maxey for the tie. Robinson pulls it in.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
Yeah, it's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
One of the best 3-and-D wings in the league. Well, let's start with OG Anunoby, who excels from the corner.
And Kevin, about 45% on quarter threes the last couple seasons. So OG can space that floor horizontally. That's in addition to his elite defensive ability.
And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
Well, a miss is unfortunate, but he still manages to put them ahead. Barely.
Outside, Hero. 5 on the clock. Anunoby in the corner. For the lead, it's good. Anunoby's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Oh, great job moving the rock by Hero. Not a ball stopper. Tyler is a team player.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey.
Personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Team foul.
Pass to Daniel. At the elbow, it's Gobert. Kicks it out to Richardson. Bronx grabs the miss.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Anunoby outside. No good with the triple. And here is Brown. 8 points for him. Driving the lane. And he gets it to go. Brown's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, and they're able to get their first bucket of the second half after 4 straight misses.
Pass to Maxey. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And it's 6 points for Tyrese Maxey. Richardson outside. Here's Robinson. And finished off by Robinson. This game has a lot of character here in the 3rd period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this.
Outside Turner. And stolen by Richardson. Knocked loose. Fast break, the Bronx. The Bronx, they've made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
At the line for 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, Stan, as a former coach, I imagine it has to be hard for you to watch basketball as a fan.
Well, it is. It's very hard, almost impossible. I'm almost always watching from a coach's standpoint, an X and O standpoint. But I will say, even when I was standing on the sidelines, NBA players are so good that you have fan moments even while you're coaching.
It seems like every game we see something we've never seen before, right?
I can remember turning around to my assistants and saying, can you believe that?
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. The Bronx with the ball. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Pass to Sabonis. Great D that time from Johnson. Now Brown, defended by Sabonis. Mitchell outside. Now here's Howard. And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. Here's Brown. 10 points for him. Johnson at the elbow. On the wing, Giddey. To the middle. 6 to shoot. And it's sent back by Howard.
Yeah, and shooters have to be cautious with Howard around. He has such a long reach that he easily blocks those kinds of shots.
Julius Randle.
Here's Giddey. 18 points for him. And here we go. The fast break. Brunson's got it. Pass to Sabonis. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Greg, give us one word to describe Domantas Sabonis on the offensive end.
Kevin, I guess I'd say dominant, but definitely scratches the surface. The way Sabonis drops dimes, hits shots, and controls the glass, dominant just doesn't even really begin to say enough.
Richardson outside. That one goes. Count it. Richardson's got 11 points.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Bounce pass from Sabonis. Shot's good by Mitchell.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And there's the drive. Here's Gobert. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
The ball goes to Bronx. Substitution on the court.
The Bronx leading by 4.
Hey, who's watching?
Mitchell outside. And the foul called on Josh Giddey. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. 4th team foul. Substitution on the court.
And that's out of bounds. The Bronx will retain possession.
Bronx ball.
It's stolen by Stoudemire. Daniels with it. Picked up by Hero. Here's Ingram. Buries it down low.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Now, here's Maxey.
3 seconds.
6 points for him. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Shooting for Bronx.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bronx.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. It's really great when you see it in action.
And also, got to be impressed with their interior play, getting in the paint and figuring out ways to score.
Anunoby, good.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
And he drives in. Jackson trying to break free. Fast break, the Bronx pushing it up. Shots good by Hero. Heroes got the lead up to 8 now for the Bronx.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
On the wing, Giddey. Johnson outside. Pass to Randall. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Giddey. Johnson the screen. Giddey, no good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
And there's that vertical of Hero. Gets off the floor with ease and just hammers that one down.
Now here's Giddey. He's covered by Hero. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And the home team has possession. Trailing by 10. And it's the Bronx with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. Outside, Maxey. Over in the corner, Turner. From about 19 feet. The shot, no good. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
3rd team foul.
On defense, the Bronx, they lead by 7. Giddey with the bounce pass. Bridges for 3.
Defensively, though, much improved here in the second half. They've limited the open looks, making them work for everything. And how about the persistence on the glass? Stoudemire wanting that rebound more than anyone else.
Left side, Jackson. Back to Hero. Maxey on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Hero. Fires from deep. And Stoudemire pulls it down. A minute 50 left in the 3rd. Back to Randall. Pass to Giddey. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Jackson. Outside, Hero. And another miss by the Bronx. An even 3-on-3 break. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaren Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him.
4th team foul. Substitution on the court.
1:21 left to play in the 3rd. Randall outside. Out to Stoudemire. Pass to Giddey. 4 on the shot clock. Johnson the screen. And it's sent back by Howard.
And he's led the league in block shots on multiple occasions. And Howard's still a presence. down low.
Offensive foul.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
Here's Mitchell. 6 points for him. Outside, KD. Over to the wing. Here's Brunson. Robinson with the block. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about.
Dixon,
26 seconds left in the third. Brown outside. Richardson outside. Gobert. It's good on the putback.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Outside, Maxey. And Anunoby now top of the key. Left side, Maxey. Here's Turner. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Clearly a foul.
This is his first free throw of the game. That free throw missing.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Bronx leads by 5. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Bronx. Outside, KD. Mitchell outside. That 3 off the mark. Here's Daniels. Got a piece of it. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, Daniels is a tall guard. He can get up with the best of them.
Outside, KD. Offline with his 3.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And that one's good. Daniels.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Outside, KD. Off target with his 3. Here's Brown, and it's sent back by Howard. And here we go, the fast break. Brunson's got it. Sabonis.
And ball handlers like Mitchell really elevate your offense. His precision passing to pass the basketball at the right time, really a terrific ability.
Pass to Daniels. Wants to get it to Brown and does. 5 to shoot. Gobert. And it's sent back by Howard. And he's able to get it back. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
The Bronx leading by 3. Brunson with it. pass to Howard. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
A kick out to Brown. Robinson down low. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's on Kevin Durant.
First team foul.
The first free throw is good.
Robinson. 2 shots.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Jackson looking around. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. No one near Randle as he lets it go. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Now Maxey. Outside Hero. Anunoby has the open look. And another miss by the Bronx. They are right on the brink of taking the lead.
This is an absolutely critical juncture in this game.
Johnson's shot is off. Pass to Hero. Takes the 3. And Mikal Bridges pulls it down. To tie it up. And Johnson finishes off inside. And it's all knotted up.
I mean, a 6'8" playmaker. Giddey is a point forward, and he piles up the assist.
Outside Jackson. It's Turner, high post. Pushing it up. Outside Robinson. To take the lead. Here's Giddey. It counts, and the foul. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Just couldn't be denied there. Giddey was willing to fight to get that one to fall.
At the line for your home team.
That free throw good from Giddey. And here is Hero. Pass to Maxey. They need this one. Out to Turner. And that's out of bounds. The Bronx will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Maxey, no good.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Giddey, no good.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
Outside Jackson. Outside Maxey. Back to Anunoby. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Both teams deciding to change it up. And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. The latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, during the break, listened in with what Jordi Fernandez was telling the team. He said they played well in certain areas, but the lack of detail to the defensive boards has allowed their opponent too many second chance opportunities. And that, he said, is the difference in this game. You have to get busy on the glass, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Brown outside. And that one's good. Daniels has got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Now here's Brunson. To the paint. Here's Anunoby. And throw down the reverse jam.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
Here's Brown. Shoots over KD. Brown, no good. Here's Anunoby. And it's Daniels with the rebound.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
Brown outside. Richardson with it. Pass to Robinson. And the dunk by Robinson.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Durant with a wide open look. No good on the 3.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. Both teams will make substitutions.
Substitution on the court.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Now, Giddey. To the inside. Stolen by Jackson. Mitchell with it. Now guarded by Ingram. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
And this is the time in the game when you want to go to your stars. Mitchell delivering.
Pass to Stoudemire. And out of bounds as the Bronx gains possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Bronx trails by 4. Brunson outside. They set the pick. Back to Mitchell. Over Gobert. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And you know Howard wants that responsibility offensively, and that time he comes through for his team.
And here's Daniels. Knocked away. Stolen by Brunson. And Mitchell with a clear pass to the hoop.
And I think Mitchell's focus increases when it's clutch time. The bigger the moment, the better he is.
1:53 left to play here in the fourth. Poked away, and it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson.
Oh, come on. You cannot let that happen in this situation.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the final quarter. Now here's Brunson. Jackson with the screen to take the lead. It's deflected. Brown outside. Pass to Giddey. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Mitchell. LeBron's another fast break opportunity here. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Jaylen Brown.
Really tough to disrupt the rhythm of Jackson Jr. on that shot.
Jaren Jackson taking 2 shots.
And so he drops them both. It's a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, he's a guy you want at the line, and clearly not affected by the moment.
On the wing, Bridges. Pass to Giddey. To stop the run. Here's Stoudemire. Money! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
.46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They double team KD. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And here they come. Here's Giddey. Got it.
And I love going to Giddey there at 6'8" with his skill. Josh can get that one off anytime he wants.
On the wing, Mitchell. And another miss by the Bronx.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
.23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
And the first of two, no good. Heartbreaker. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 3-point lead. And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
Yeah, the clock is their enemy, and they know it. We'll see if they go for the tie or try and get a quick one.
Making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
Right side, Avdia. And they'll get another chance. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Bullseye! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
And been such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. So it's both teams making substitutions here. "11 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Giddey, driving to the basket. It's off. And here's Brown outside. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. Well, Four quarters weren't enough to decide this ball game. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. And stolen by Richardson. Brown with it. Now defended by Mitchell. Pass to Brown. Back to Giddey. Now Brown. Here's Giddey. Just 4 to shoot. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Giddey's got 29.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
And the foul called on Josh Giddey. That's his third foul of the game.
Third personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Brunson. Mitchell outside. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Durant. A 3-ball. Offensive rebound. KD on the wing. The putback. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
He's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
Pass to Brunson. No one near him. That's in, coming off the assist from KD.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, yes type of shot.
Trying to get open is Robinson. Giddey, no good. Here's the Bronx. Here's Brunson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Staying strong inside. Brunson going right into the coverage to get the call.
Jalen Brunson. 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Brunson.
And one area where Brunson's improved is in the clutch. He's a monster in crunch time. Nice to have a player you can depend on in those key situations.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And the technical free throw is good. Overtime in full swing here. 2 minutes off the clock. And here we go. Brunson heading to the hoop. Pass to Howard. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Daniels. It falls for his 5th field goal tonight. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Well, Daniels has good length, so this close in, he can use that to his advantage.
Here's Brown, and it's good. 2 points.
Well, Brown sees himself as a leader on this team, and he can come up with big points when they need him to.
Pass to Howard. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Here's Brunson. Nice! Brunson working inside.
And he lives for the moment. Brunson playing his best during crunch time.
Brown outside. Good. Brown's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, once he gets a step to the rim like that, it's going to take more of a defensive effort to force the miss.
And here's Brunson outside. Gobert pulls it in.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You've got to have better shot selection.
A shake. Pass to Robinson. Durant trying to break free. A second chance effort. And Gobert with the lay-in.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Knocks down the three ball.
And Durant has been in these moments before, welcoming any opportunity to knock down a big shot.
Bronx making a switch here. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. And he commits the intentional foul.
Second team foul. At the line for your home team, Michael Ray Richardson, taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
And then foul, trying to extend that game.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Third personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for your home team.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Bronx. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Goes up again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Personal foul.
And Howard living at the line, all about knocking him down.
He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And both free throws good for Howard.
And now down to a 1-possession game. Those foul shots, huge.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Personal foul. Fourth team foul.
It's the first that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Timeout called, the Bronx. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first overtime. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
Yeah, and then they have to foul quickly and hope for some misses at the line.
Bronx making a switch here. Outside, Hero. Outside, KD. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. They escape with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what a great game. I mean, both teams, I felt like, gave it their all. But when it came to OT, it was just all about sheer determination on their part.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.